Alright, what's up, guys? We're back with the finals from Madison Regionals. Finally, we got Igor Costa versus Will Mantho. BuzzRoc Mirror. Big difference in these lists is Igor is playing the triple baby buzz, which I think not majorly, but like Igor's just favored on paper. I know Will took out quite a few people playing the triple baby buzz list, but even so, I do think this match of lists is definitely pretty favored for Igor. 60-40 probably at least for Igor. Having the Swarm or Triple Baby Buzz definitely favors you as long as you abuse it properly. I'm sure we'll see that from Igor. I've yet to see these games myself, so I'm pretty excited to see how these play out. So we're about ready to start. Yeah, the Lele start from Igor, not great. Diancie start is fine as long as you can find the float zone. Actually, Diancie start can be kind of unfortunate, because if they get like an early hit on the Diancie, then it's like pretty easy for them to just decide to Guzman it up and take it out. Diancie's like really awkward to try and get rid of if you haven't already hit it, at least initially. So yeah, as long as he's able to move it this turn, or if Igor just whiffs the float hit on his own side, he should be fine. But if Igor's able to hit the Diancie early on, it can lead to that being pretty unfortunate for Will. I think ideally, the Brooklyn Hill's already out, so it shouldn't be too hard for Igor. Igor just wants to try and chain 3 baby buzz in a row against Will. That's all he really wants to do, is just run 3 baby buzz in a row at Will. And it just comes to how well can Will respond to it. We do see an early attachment, and he's got a Max Elixir in hand, so he's probably just going to be looked to be really aggressive with AzulGG early on. We see the energy hit from Will as well. And it looks like an N. Yeah, he had a lot of resources in hand. He definitely does not want to end those away. So it's kind of unfortunate he had to put the Brooklet Hill out, actually, on Will's side. Like, Igor opens, Lele. If he had just had the BuzzRoc raw, that would have been way better. Because it's obvious Igor did not have a great hand going on. So it's kind of unfortunate he had to put the Brooklet Hill out for Igor to use. But there's nothing he could really do to play around it. You definitely don't want to. Oof, and that's a good draw from Will. He sets up the whole squad on turn 1. That's the ideal, especially playing the Will's version of the deck is definitely you just want to get the... I don't like that choice band attachment, actually. That's super unnecessary at this point. Buzzwell is doing enough damage. You don't need the choice band there. I would have rather seen it on the Rockruff. You haven't seen how Igor... If you're going to attach it right now, I would have rather seen it on the Rockruff. I think you just hold it and wait to see how Igor plays out his turn. You haven't seen how Igor's board has developed yet, so it's very possible Igor can play with a small board. Which means if you need to use Lycanroc GX at some point to get back in the game or to stay in the game, you maybe wish you had that choice band there so it could actually like take a clean KO on a GX instead of maybe being useless. So this seems super unnecessary. Buzzwell is doing enough damage. You have a strong energy. Diancie's not dead yet. You have potential to attach another special energy. You could potentially get choice band later. Right now, Buzzwell does not need this choice band. He's doing enough damage. I think I would have liked to have seen him just hold it. If you feel like you just really want to attach it, get the cards moving out of your hand, just in case Igor does, and you put it on the Rockruff for sure. On the BuzzRoc GX, it's just super unnecessary, though. Like, what are you trying to hit with those numbers, man? You're trying to do an excessive amount of damage there. Just hold on to it for a bit. Ultra Ball from Igor immediately. Probably should have Brooklet Hilled first, but he probably knows what he's looking for anyways, and it's probably not going to matter. He's probably going to activate both here. Probably look for a Diancie plus a Baby Buzz. Hitting into this Diancie can be huge for Igor because it will allow him to pick up the KO. At some point later on, he could either Jet Punch it off the bench. This game might escalate pretty quickly, and it kind of depends how both players start on how fast it'll escalate, based on if people are Jet Punching earlier or Knuckle Impacting earlier. We're seeing looking like a early Knuckle Impact from Will. Potential with a Guzman, though, he could potentially just like Jet Punch Rockruff, though. So we don't see a great start from Igor. I don't know if he forgot about Brooklet Hill or just chose he'd maybe wait until after to give himself options of drawing more Pokemon. Thinking about it, he might just not Brooklet Hill this turn. That's actually fine. He had the bench out of hand, and then he wanted to get what he wanted to get, which was the Rockruff. And he definitely wants to use Ultra Ball because the other things aren't useful. He is going back in with the Brooklet Hill. I don't know if you want to get Remoraid here as Igor. You could definitely wait a turn to find the Remoraid unless your hand is dead. It's definitely not bad to wait a turn as Igor here to get Remoraid because it would be a very clean play for Will to just knock out Remoraid here. Very clean play for Will to just knock out the Remoraid. So we do see Flowstone Beast from Igor, but I think he probably wants to bait Will into knocking out this Lele so he can just get a clean Sledgehammer knockout on the BuzzRoc. Looks like he might go with the retreat, though. We'll see. He's just going to pass. So he's giving himself the floatstone option, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of that, though. So both these players should know that they both play 2N at this point. They're both playing like pretty standard BuzzRoc's supporter lines. Yeah, I don't like that floatstone attachment because it's not unlikely for Will to just come up and knock out your Lele. I would just hold the float because it's unlikely that Will would N you this turn. He plays 2N, he just played 1. He's not going to go out of his way on this turn to find N for sure. So knowing he's not going to go out of his way to find N, based on just how many cards you have in your hand, there's no reason to... knowing he's not going to go out of your way, there's no reason to play down the floatstone. So we see a pretty unfortunate 7 cards from Will, and actually this is going to be a big opening for Igor to just Lycanroc GX knock out Will's Buzzwole. I think that's what we're going to see on... he has the floatstone setup. I think he has Lycanroc in hand. And this is one thing this is what I mean kind of about the choice band attachment here from Will. And it's about to come into play, I think, potentially. So your best response to Lycanroc is usually just Lycanroc yourself if you can do it. Buzzwole's okay, but Buzzwole's actually not as good, especially now when Sledgehammer can one-shot a Buzzwole not too difficultly. So we'll see what he gets off this Octillery. I'm pretty sure he's going to have to attach an energy. He's going to get a 4-card hand, so he has energy, Ultra Ball. Oh, he could play another Ultra Ball, actually, but that means he gets rid of Lycanroc. So I'd like to see him evolve Lycanroc right now. Yeah, bring up. Oof. I don't know about that. The thing can retreat. That's also just can evolve. I think I would like to have seen the Remoraid bring up here. Looking for an attachment. Other Buzzwole. I think I would have rather seen this on the Lycanroc. And now he's trying to hit a Floatstone off 3. Yeah, that's like... So it's unlikely you hit the Floatstone, so you want to prepare for worst case scenario. And worst case scenario, and this is gonna play into the choice band. All right, so the Floatstone here, I didn't like I mentioned from Igor. Now that it's Rockcraft's active, it doesn't matter. I think Will should have brought up the Remoraid. Getting rid of Remoraid in this matchup is huge, actually, making sure they don't have access to Octillery. I think it's even more important than getting rid of the Lycanroc here. And you could have kind of set up for worst case scenario as well. And now he can't, which is attached to Lycanroc. So you're bringing up this, so you're like committing to jet punching with this, or this one, actually. Now you can jet punch with this one. It's only if you hit the Floatstone, though. Oh no, I guess this guy can back up this one well. Actually, no, this was fine then to attach to this one because this guy can back this guy up. So he didn't need this here anyways. But the choice bench should definitely be here because like I mentioned earlier about Igor can play around playing a small bench right now. So it's possible Lycanroc is never able to take over. No, actually this energy was fine because you can attack with this one. For some reason I thought he was forced to jet punch with this one, so I was like, he has to jet punch with this one. No, but he can jet punch with this one fine into the Rockruff. I would have still gone after the Remoraid though. The draw from Octillery is super important in Mirror Match. So getting rid of that is huge. And this also means if you whiff, you're drawing 3 cards off Abyssal Hand to try and hit a float. That's not super realistic that you hit it. Also, when getting rid of Remoraid is arguably just as good as getting rid of Rockruff, if not better, than getting rid of Rockruff here. Even though the Rockruff already has the energy, like does kind of make some pull to wanting to get rid of Rockruff to take out Rockruff here. Like if the Lycanroc KOs a Buzzwole, you can follow up with Sledgehammer for your turn or something like that. It's potential this gets trapped active, whereas this just can go attach and go into Lycanroc knockout. Which makes it just easier for Igor to play out his turn, and I think we are going to see that here. Lycanroc, Buzzwole 2 energy, attach a basic energy, because you want that beast for the Buzz GX. You see the Brooklet Hill, should just be grabbing another baby Buzzwole. Maybe you just get a Buzz GX here, actually. Diancie could be cool, but that'll stick. You'll maybe want that later. You ideally want to get something you need to set up. He just goes for the Diancie here. I guess. I don't know about that, though, actually. Just in case he draws max elixirs. Ultra Ball gets rid of Buzz GX. He knows Will's only response. And I maybe would have just held the energy and Abyssal Hand for 2 on Will's side. Because you don't want to respond with a 3 energy Buzz GX that just gets knocked out by a Lycanroc. You'd rather respond with your own GX with your Lycanroc into this Lycanroc. Or most ideally, just use Baby Buzz. That's the most ideal way to go about it. So you could have even attached that there, knowing this was a potential combination. Choice band here isn't going to be as important as I thought it, as it potential to be, because Igor's filling his bench. But he doesn't really have a great response to the Lycanroc. Sure, he could Beast Ring here, and it does KO the Lycanroc, but it's basically the early game can be snowballed out of control by one player if they're just more efficient with their energy. And that means he would lose an energy here, because he could attack with this for 3 energy, but if this is going to get returned out by Baby Buzz almost 100%, he loses an energy. Whereas if it potentially gets returned by Baby Buzz on this, he loses 2 energy, so he gets to keep that extra energy in play. So that's kind of a big deal. You kind of just, early game can be snowballed out of control by one player if the other player just starts losing energy like this. Which we're going to see him lose 2 energy here because he just wasn't able to utilize his energy. If he returns this knockout with his Buzz GX, he's going to lose an energy. If he had just attached to the Lycanroc, he would lose an energy there. Like, he would lose an extra energy. This takes 3 energy to get the KO. This would take 2 energy, so he loses an energy there. So he's just kind of losing the value of his cards pretty fast here. That's a Beast Ring top deck, so that's pretty good. I don't know if he already had a Beast Ring in hand. I think he didn't. So he's probably just maybe looking at Jet Punch there. But I think the Sledgehammer is just safer. You don't want it, because Igor, if you send this up, then Igor could just stay on. Potentially even prizes. What would he need? Strong Energy, Choice Band. I don't even know if that'd be enough, though, actually. 130, 160. Yeah, with the Regirock it would. So if he had Strong Choice, Regirock, that would actually be enough to KO this. So we are going to see him going with the Knuckle Impact here. And then he looks like he's going to go for the follow-up with the Lycanroc GX. Knuckle Impact Knockout. Should get responded to by Baby Buzzwole here. Igor either needs Beast Energy or Strong Energy Regirock. I think this is on normal speed. It should be on turned up a little bit. Yeah, I don't even know if I think I had the last one on normal speed actually. See the draws. So we see the 2-2 auxiliary line most likely here from Will. I think I was maybe playing the last one on normal speed, the top 4 match. I didn't even realize. Okay, so he still has access to Brooklet Hill. I don't know if he plays. If he has another Buzz GX, he's gonna go check right now. I'm almost sure he's gonna check if he has another Buzz GX. Because I think he just needs to go another Buzz GX at this point if he has the option to. It doesn't look like it. So I think we will just see a Beast Ring to the Baby Buzzwole. Because I don't think Igor is going to be playing to... he's going to be stuck on 4 prizes at all this game. So we should just see a Beast Ring to the Baby Buzzwole here. Alright, so I don't like this play at all. He's saving it because he has the potential to get the Buzzwole GX off the prizes here. So he's saving the Beast Ring, but it's super likely Igor just knocks you out with Baby Buzzwole here. 140, 150, 60, 70, 80. I don't know. Maybe Will doesn't know that Igor plays the Regirock, but as long as Regirock is in Igor's deck, it's pretty likely Igor just gets the knockout. He just needs the Stronger the Beast plus the Regirock. Gets a Buzzwole. Okay. So it doesn't look like Regirock was in there. I don't think I saw a Regirock. So it's possible Regirock's prize, so he would have needed the Beast then. But we did see the end from Will. And he had the Beast, but then we saw the end. So does he need? Actually, how much damage does this do? Was 120, 120, 150, 160, 170. Oh no, just needs a strong. Wait. 120, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190. Okay, so he just needs a strong actually. So I don't like this Max Elixir attachment then. Wait, he's on 4 or is he on 3? 4 prizes, right? There's the Beast. You wouldn't see once again. Now that's possible. Igor wasting energy here, so I don't really like that. It's not as big of a deal because you might have to force out the GX from Will as a response. But I would have seen this Max Elixir. I would rather seen this Max Elixir go probably to the Buzzwole GX or the other Baby Buzz. Probably the Buzzwole GX. Yeah, I'd rather seen this Max Elixir go to Buzzwole GX and then dig for a stronger Beast. Because it's like very unlikely you see an energy at all of attachment for turn. So yeah, I would have much rather seen this Max Elixir here. Because I'm pretty sure Will just has to KO this no matter what, which means you lose an energy here. And this is what I was talking about. Like, so I mean, Igor was more efficient early on with the energies, but now he's going to be inefficient with this attachment. I doubt Will go chase around to KO a GX with the GX attack, because then this Baby Buzzwole just potentially wins Igor the game. I think this has to be dealt with from Will. Even if it only had 1 energy, I'm pretty sure it would have to be dealt with. Maybe if it had 1 energy, then it's fine for Will to go around and just KO the Buzzwole, though, actually. So maybe this is still correct. Because I guess if this has 1 energy on it, and this had an energy on it, Will could just go look for the Guzma play on this. Knock out this with Goose. Go to 2 prizes. This would just have 1 energy on it. He swings into it, and then he can go Guzma, knock out this with a Claw Slash. So maybe the 2 energy is correct here then. I guess the 2 energy seems fine then. That way Igor for sure gets to try and find a turn of Beast Ring. Yeah, I guess I like the 2 energy then. Yeah, 2 energy makes sense actually. I revoked my previous statement. Yeah, we're just gonna have to see the GX. Definitely not what Will wants to be GXing. Max Elixir, hit. Strong energy, beast energy, strong energy, beast ring. Close out the game here. It's gonna be actually. I think it'll be hard for the Igor to lose this game. He has beast ring, max elixir in hand. He maybe doesn't have much besides that. Beast ring, 2 energy, so he's doing 180. Yeah, you just throw those there. And what does he have in hand? Baby Buzz, 1, 2. Choice, that's going to come up. Knuckle Impact, Knockout, Like and Knock. That'll be game 1. Going to Igor. Game 2 opens up. We see the Baby Buzz start from Igor, ideal. And we see the... So, Will had the option of opening Baby Buzzwole himself, but he chose to go with the GX. I think I would have liked to have seen him start with the Baby Buzz to just try and kind of match the Baby Buzz potential start from Igor. Yeah. Excuse me. I would have liked to have seen Will open Baby Buzz. I also really don't like that choice band attachment immediately. I would have rather seen that on the Rockruff as well. Yeah, I would have rather seen the choice band on the Rockruff because this kind of like traps Will's Buzzwole GX in the active, whereas if he doesn't attach this, he has the potential to float stone it or something. Like there's no reason to trap your Buzzwole. In the active, you want to give yourself options early. It's like the early game is like pretty much what sets the pace for who's gonna win the Buzzwole mirror. It's like the early game is the most like the only thing that's important. So I don't like that he opened Buzz GX over Baby Buzz, just because of how Igor's deck works. Like I think you need to try and especially when Igor is to attack first, this trade off is so unfavorable. Like if Igor gets choice band and a special energy, he is 2-shotting the Buzz GX for a Baby Buzzwole 2-shot. Like that's just unfavorable for Will every time. Doesn't look like he has enough to get the 2-shot going this time. 70. Choice band on next turn would be 170. So getting the Regirock out here actually would be pretty big for Igor because it actually makes it way easier for him to potentially get the knockout. So if he has an Ultra Ball here to get the Regirock, I would definitely like to see it. I don't quite know what's in his hand. Right, so we got an Octillery from Will. Should see Max Elixir to Rockruff. And then he's just really going to hope Igor doesn't get the... okay, so I don't like that Max Elixir there. Sure, you want to make sure Baby Buzzwole is ready to go, but you want to... It takes 1 energy to attack. So set up something that takes more than 1 energy. He also could have just Brooklet Hilled first, so that's actually a misstep to start with. If he's going to commit to Brooklet Hill before Octillery, if you plan to use Brooklet Hill after Octillery, it's fine to Octillery first and Max Elixir first. But if you're like, I'm going to Brooklet Hill before I use Octillery, you Brooklet Hill before you Max Elixir, it takes 1 card out of your deck. And if you're going to get a Buzzwole GX, Max Elixir to the Buzzwole GX for sure, 100%. Igor still has the potential to play around a small bench, so you don't want to set up. So the setting up Like Rock isn't ideal. Max Elixir to Baby Buzzwole is never ideal because it takes 1 energy to pull off its useful attack, or just most efficient attack. So I think I would have liked to see that Max Elixir to the Baby Buzzwole, 100%, 100%. We should see energy attachment to Buzzwole GX here because he hasn't attached yet. Okay, so he's just going to actually miss not energy attached return. That's a big mistake by Will there. If that's actually... because he hit that Max Elixir, right? That wasn't an energy attachment out of hand. Hits Max Elixir. Should go to Rockruff. Forgets he... then remembers Brooklet Hill. Oh, should have Brooklet Hill first. Then Brooklet Hills for Buzz GX. Should have Max Elixir to Buzzwole GX. And then he Octilleries for 4 and then doesn't attach. So that's quite a few pretty big missteps from Will in a row there. All right, so just review that. What he did was not Brooklet Hill before Max Elixir, and even though he was... and it would be fine to not Brooklet Hill before Max Elixir if you were going to Brooklet Hill after you Abyssal Hand, but if you're going to Brooklet Hill before you Abyssal Hand, you Brooklet Hill before you Max Elixir, because you're definitely Max Elixir before you Abyssal Hand, because you need to draw the extra card. So he should have Brooklet Hill for Buzz GX, then go to play Max Elixir. Hits Max Elixir, decides to target, then it definitely just goes to Buzzwole GX once you see it's in play. It should never go here on the Baby Buzzwole anyways. It should either go on the Rockruff. If this was your only target in play, it would go on Baby Buzz, but it's not. you have the option of Rockruff. This takes 1 energy to pull off its efficient attack. This takes 2 energy. It's simple. You put it on the Rockruff. Having Brooklet Hill in play means you get BuzzRoc. It means it just goes to BuzzRoc every time. Its attack takes 3 energy. Baby Buzzle should be able to just trade into a Baby Buzzle on the other side anyways. So he should ideally have 2 energy on this BuzzRoc. No energy here. But instead he Max Elixir's here instead of getting this before the Max Elixir, and then just doesn't attach for turn, even though he has energy in hand. I think he probably thought this was his attachment for turn and just forgot that he Max Elixir. I'm pretty sure that's what went down. But this BuzzRoc should have 2 energy on it. Here you would debate actually attaching between Rockruff and BuzzGX. It would probably go to BuzzGX just because Igor still has the option to play with a small bench. He's not being forced to play with a bigger bench so far. Yeah, so we should have seen... I actually don't really like this Baby Buzz bench from Igor. It seems kind of unnecessary. It just gets jet punched for 30 now, which actually sets this up for his Sledgehammer. But yeah, I don't really like this. But even though it sets it up for the Sledgehammer, you still never Max Elixir here. You either Max Elixir to Rockruff or remember to Brooklet Hill first, get this Max Elixir to Max Elixir to the BuzzGX, and then attach the extra energy to BuzzGX. So we'll be a little forgetful there. But I don't really like this. And this is why I say, like, in the BuzzGX mirror match early on, you just kind of want to avoid putting your attackers in play when the other person's jet punching, because I think it's like a free 30 damage on the Baby Buzzwole for no reason. Igor could have just held the Baby Buzz, which I think would have been more than fine on Igor's side. Just hold on to it. You don't need to get it. We'll see the Rockruff come down from Igor. It's not a huge deal, and it probably won't make a difference, but it always has potential to make difference. So like those are like that's what I'm saying. It's hard to gain an edge in the Buzzwole mirror match. Now that all the lists have kind of developed into the triple Baby Buzz, and that's one way you can get an edge. Attaches to Rockruff. We're probably just gonna hit for 70. His hand looks actually pretty dead on Igor's side. Yeah, when his hand is dead like this, you just have to attach to Rockruff. It's not great, and if we see, Will would definitely look for a Guzma play to KO the Rockruff, I think. Easy. I'm pretty sure. Okay, his Dancey wasn't prized, so yeah, he gets the Dancey here, so he has the 2-shot on the Baby Buzz. Should push the 30 to the Rockruff, so he can make sure he can try and deal with the Lycanroc. He might go after the Rockruff here. I don't know if I'm a big fan of this play. Once again, the choice band is wasted here. The choice band should have never been here. Should either have been on the Lycanroc, or maybe the Baby Buzz actually would have been fine too, especially the way the game is developing. It being on Baby Buzz would be good. I think I'd rather have seen him just take this KO and push 30 to the Rockruff. I don't think KOing the Rockruff when they play triple Baby Buzz is not as big of a deal as it is normally to KO Lycanrocs in the Buzzwole mirror. Is a much bigger deal when one person, when neither player plays the triple Baby Buzz. But once triple Baby Buzz get involved, it's just really not that big of a deal. So I'm not a big fan of that Rockruff KO. I would have KO'd the other thing, I think. Super Rod from Igor. No idea what he's going to get. He could just get the 3rd Baby Buzzwole here. He's just going to get Rockruff again. Just get him back. Get the boy back. Get him back out there. Probably see him attached to Rockruff again. See if he's finally got a supporter. Either way, he'll be able to draw 2 prizes here. Like, Igor's not behind in the prize trade yet, so it really doesn't matter the way this game has been developed so far that he hasn't been able to really play draw supporters or anything. See the KO. Should just see Will respond. I mean, if he has Flowstone, definitely send us something to Flowstone. I assume he has Flowstone. He might go for the Guzma on the Rockruff and knock it out with Sledgehammer. Which I guess at this point is fine. I don't know. He's investing a lot into just making sure he KOs Rockruff, but I guess it's fine. Just go KO the Rockruff again. See what else he has. He's got a Beast Ring, so he can charge up the BuzzGX. He's got a lot of stuff going on, actually. He can charge up the BuzzGX with Beast Ring. So he could actually do what I would actually like to see from him here. Oh, he missed the Max Elixir, unfortunately. The Max Elixir hit would have been really nice, actually. I would have liked to have seen him like set up 2 Lycanrocs, one for Claw Slash and then one for the GX attack. So he could have done like the Sledgehammer should be going to Rockruff here with the Guzma from Will. Beast Ring here. If you hit Max Elixir, put it on Rockruff and then attach to Lycanroc or Rockruff. And then set one up for a Claw Slash and the other one for the GX attack. So probably attach a basic energy to the Lycanroc. I'm not a I guess you have. Yeah, it is pretty safe actually because you're getting rid of the Rockruff. That's actually pretty safe. Going down to 4 prizes doesn't feel good here from Will, but it's not that big of a deal. See Igor draw a Beast Ring. Don't know what he's gonna go for here. He has the Beast Ring, so yeah, BuzzGG seems pretty good. He can also take Will off Beast Ring this turn, which you don't want to KO Will's active Baby Buzz if you can avoid it, because you'd much rather take them off of Beast Ring, which means just go down to anything less than 3 or 4 prizes, and just get them off Beast Ring the turn. There we go. 2 energy for the BuzzGG, and he'll probably be KOing Lycanroc or BuzzGG here. Probably Lycanroc. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna go for. I'm interested to see what. Oh, can he get it with the Sledgehammer? Oh, if he gets it with the Sledgehammer, you just do this for sure. That actually sets up for a big swing around. Damn, that's actually huge for Igor that he's able to get it with the Sledgehammer. Yeah, Regirock coming in clutch there. Right, he needed the Regirock. 120, 140, 160, 180, 190. Yep, Regirock coming in clutch. So we'll have to see the Sledgehammer response from Will. And then if Igor Igor's had pretty much nothing to hold up. 150. Put Will down to 2 prizes, but then he has no way to like KO another GX. I think I would have rather seen Will just Sledgehammer the active here from Igor. Maybe. We'll see how this plays out. Maybe it's pretty close, maybe. I don't know when he came into 3rd energy here, though, but I don't like that. I don't know when. I wasn't even paying attention to when that happened. Oh, he commits it now. I'm not a big fan of that. I would have rather seen him attach it to this Buzzwole, actually, so we can, like, next turn go into a swing around. And then he needs to probably somehow put Igor onto odd prizes. So, yeah, that energy attachment doesn't really make any sense there, because this is going to get hit really hard. And your best response to that is this either KOs a GX or just has to retreat and stay on the bench, because this is going to get hit hard. Igor never plays around this and like goes and kills Rockruff or Remoraid, I don't think. He's just going to try and 2-shot this or 1-shot it. Ideally 1-shot it. And I think I see he has another strong and a choice in hand, so he might be able to get the 1-shot here. Yeah, he's counting. I think he's going to try and get the 1-shot here. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Yep, that should be enough. That should be enough. He's just counting. Swing around, yeah. So I would have liked to have seen this get knocked out by the Baby Buzzwole, I think. Because when you play it this way, so this and the Buzzwole GX are pretty much setting up for game, no matter what on Igor's side. And Igor will take this game and take the finals, win Madison regionals. But with this play here, so both these Pokemon are pretty set up, and if Igor's hand hasn't played any draw supporters, he probably has something. Either he has Guzma, which means he has Guzma, or he doesn't. But you need to force him to have the Guzma to close out the game on this turn. So I think you just KO this with Sledgehammer, unless he can't 50. Oh, he can't KO it. Oops. Yeah, he actually can't get the KO. He doesn't quite do enough with Sledgehammer. He could have got the option, though, because he chooses to Guzma here. So he has Sycamore in hand. So he chooses to Guzma here, right? He could have Sycamore for a special energy and tried to find a special energy. I think it's just sending this up. Like, one thing that happens is Igor can just hit it really hard with Swing Around. You know he at least has access to an energy. He hasn't been doing anything with his hand all game. He at least has an energy in it. He can just hit this really hard with Swing Around and set it up to be Jet Punch KO the next turn. And Will's hand currently doesn't give him the... and he doesn't have a way to draw cards anyways either, I don't think. Yeah, his hand doesn't give him the KO, the GX this into Claw/Lycanroc. 50... Yeah, he would need to get a Choice Band and a way to retreat, drawing 2 prizes plus top deck. So that's unlikely. If his hand gave him a way to Claw/Regirock, that would change my opinion on this play for sure. But his hand doesn't have the way to Claw/Regirock on the next turn. So I think it's better if he just Sycamores, looks for a special energy, because I'm pretty sure he has quite a few special energy left, maybe 3 strong left. Looks for a special energy to just Sledgehammer the active. Just Sycamore there. Look for the Sledgehammer knockout. Make it so Igor not only needs another energy here. I guess he would just need an energy, right? No, he would need a strong energy, Beast Energy, or Basic Energy Choice Band. Right now it's doing 190. Then to Guzma smack this. To Guzma knock it out. As on top of needing Guzma. So force him to have that rather than just kind of... Because when you play it into this situation, you don't put Igor... Like this situation, so neither situation puts him on a turn 1 clock, a 1-turn clock. Like this, like we said, he doesn't have the Claw Slash to knock out the Regirock next turn in hand, and it's unlikely he would draw into it. He needs quite a few pieces. This play KOing this, so that doesn't put him on a 1-turn clock of him needing to win the game. This play of him getting a special energy and knocking out this also doesn't put him on a 1-turn clock. But it means Igor needs more to win on his turn. I guess this play takes Igor off Beast Ring. I don't see that being a huge deal at this point, though, because Igor was, no matter what, one of these Pokemon, either he has to deal with the Baby Buzzle, which he just doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to swing into the Baby Buzzle with this. So it's possible Igor just sends up Diancie and hope Will doesn't have Guzma to knock out Buzzle next turn. Then if Will just has Guzma, Will just probably wins the game. So him just hitting with this means Igor just might not attack next turn. It doesn't put Igor on a 1-turn clock because Will just can't win on the next turn anyways. He'd be at 3 prizes. It would take Igor off Beast Ring by KOing this, but it puts your Lycanroc in the active. So even if Igor doesn't have game, he just hits this really hard, and then Igor still doesn't lose next turn. And Will knows Igor doesn't lose next turn because Will sees his hand, and Will sees he doesn't have the Claw Slash play on the Regirock. So Will's like, I don't have the Claw Slash play on the Regirock anyways. Should I really? He has to think, should I really go KO this? Because then this just comes up and swing arounds. Even if it's just a basic energy and no choice band, it's still hitting for minimum 150, most likely 170. Put it in Jet Punch setup range to be Jet Punch later. Brooklet Hill's in play. Diancie has a Float Stone. Brooklet Hill for this then gets knocked out. So if he knocks out this punches into this. Maybe he then retreats, knocks it out with Sledgehammer that turn. Then Igor just goes Brooklet Hill for second, Buzzle GX, attach energy, Jet Punch, knock it off the bench. So don't put the Lycanroc and play it in danger at all. Force Igor to have a Guzma if he wants to deal with it. Sycamore, look for a special energy. Knock out this Baby Buzzwole. And then look to maybe, I mean, if Igor has more Beast Rings, but if he just Beast Rings here, this thing doesn't have like double special. It's not one-shotting a Lycanroc. And then maybe you look for the Guzma with this, or second Lycanroc, bring this up, knock it out. Still, you're putting on Igor not even needing Guzma. But it's also possible he just doesn't KO this at all next turn, which means he's still at 2 prizes. Maybe even attack with this again. I don't know. But I don't like attacking with Lycanroc here over just going to he has Sycamore in hand. We see the Sycamore. Just Sycamore, try and find a strong instead. Attack with the Sledgehammer, knock this out. Force him to have that extra piece of Guzma. I guess if he had strong energy Guzma, he's got the choice band. He ends up with choice band Beast Energy, which is enough. But yeah, force him to have the extra piece of Guzma. Especially when he hasn't been drawing through his deck like at all. I don't even know what draw supporters Igor has played this game. He's maybe played like 1 or 2. So he hasn't been looking through his deck that much. He's kind of been playing with what he draws. So it's not super likely he has the Guzma. He hasn't been able to thin his deck a lot. Yeah, so I don't like this. To close out the game, I don't like the Lycanroc play is basically what I'm going with here. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the Madison Regionals VOD review. That was the finals. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with Sheffield Regionals. The European Regionals just went down. There's some interesting decks that were played there. And I'll be VOD reviewing that starting next week. We got Mexico Regionals this week, so I'm probably not going to be able to get anything out early next week. Probably looking at maybe Tuesday. I'll start posting videos for that. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Links for that in the description below. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, or maybe it was the last one I mentioned this, if I make any errors in like what I'm talking about, if like something doesn't make sense, I say, feel free to call me out in the comments below. It'll help me learn. Definitely call me out if you see me make an error in my analysis. Anyways, guys, have a good day and peace.